And so the only way to get to a balanced or underbalance, which would mean then prices would then appreciate, is if we have a fire sale of value to absorb the properties, which isn't going to happen. Or the only way to absorb is to have that happen. Which is why this conversation right here doesn't have any relevance. Because that's what everybody's saying. Which is why there's unsupply of inventory. Because the people who don't have to sell are oversaturating the market, and the people who have to sell. I'm divorcing my husband if we do not sell this unit. This doesn't have relevance anymore. Does that make sense? Because we're going to sell the property and bring money to the table. This right here. See, there's a whole presentation. That's the listing presentation. See, she cut corners by having the pricing conversation over the phone. And a listing presentation is a canned presentation where...
all the facts, and they can't dispute it, right?
Well, I mean, yes. It's a motivated human who is in logic will absolutely meet the market's expectations. A person who doesn't care will never meet the market's expectations, no matter how scripted or logical you are. Right. So that's the simple answer, okay, is how do you do it? You follow a canned presentation where you walk them through a process, which is all dialogues you could have your hands on. It's not some locked away in a case. It's a presentation that is all dialogue based. You don't need dog and pony show. It's simply you just internalize it and then you just execute it. Mm-hmm. And that's your value, is the execution of this presentation. And the gist of it is there's 13 steps to it. Think of those as chapters. And then you just internalize what to say in each of the chapters. So what she's referring to is, and I'll put it right here, is this is part of neurolinguistic programming. So everybody starts in present positive. Life is good. Everything's great. How's life? Oh, it's awesome. All right. Then we move to negative present. So you wanted to make $100,000. You've been in the business 6 months. How much have you made so far? 0. Okay, so we went really quick from present positive to negative present. Okay, perfect. So you're at 0, that's fine, that's where we are. What happens if we don't make money in the next 6 months? Well, I probably would run out of savings and I would have to go get a real job. Why did we get into real estate in the first place? Well, because I didn't want a boss. Tell me more about not wanting a boss. Well, I wanted to have autonomy and do what I want to do, and I've had really bad experiences. Okay, so you've had bad experience with bosses. Okay, so over the next 6 months, if we don't make money, you're gonna have to go back to that. Is that what I hear you saying? What is the threshold of when you would absolutely have to do it? Is it at 6 months? Is it in the next 3 months? When will you have to make the decision that you have to start applying for jobs? Walk me through how you would apply for jobs. Think about that, and I'm going to put you there. And then have you start explaining to me what life is like in the next 3 months when you're not making money. That's negative future, and that's what she's referring to. I'm going to get you, in this process, get you to sit and feel what this is like. Because when a human sits here, because remember, the conversation started here. Oh man, everything's good, life's good. Oh man, I'm awesome. But the longer I can have you sit here, the more uncomfortable you're gonna get. The more uncomfortable you're gonna get, the more you're gonna either get aggressive or you're gonna break down. The moment you break down, now I can offer a solution, which is positive future, which you're now open to doing. Positive future is bringing money to the table so you can get to Chicago so your husband can hang out with your kids. See, in this particular case, negative future is the husband not being home. How many dinners are you guys not having? How many times do the kids ask about him? How do you feel when the kids, how many more nights are the kids going to ask about him? So the first step is, but that's not all advanced stuff. Okay. It's like, hey man, I really want to run a marathon. Mm-hmm. When was the last time you ran 13 miles? Well, we're talking about running a marathon. Right. 13 miles is only half a marathon. So do we really want to run a marathon today, or do we want to like learn how to stretch? Or do we want to learn how to tie our shoes correctly? Right. I mean, how annoying would it be if your shoe's untied, right? Now you would have to stop. Mm-hmm. So let's not worry about NLP. And let's worry about putting our shoes on correctly, tying them, and that's understanding the process first. Okay. This right here is future shit. This is like advanced stuff. You need to learn the dialogues, the different dialogues. You need to learn the objections. This right here is once you know exactly what to say, then a process of communicating. Yes, of like getting people off center. But you have to learn the frameworks first, which is literally just you say the same thing to everybody every time. And this was an excellent scenario, which again, the opportunity here is this process. And when you have the opportunity to connect at the level of the model, and the model is that a presentation, which if it's on Zoom, you could literally read it, which is awesome, instead of being in front of people. Absolutely, which ideally, look, he's important because he's going to have an opinion, as he should. And him having a rigid work schedule, which is that he's driving for the majority of day, and when he's done, he's exhausted. How do we support him? And that's what you need to connect the dots. And she's got to be exhausted too. 2 little kids running around, and she's taking care of them all by herself. You are the connector to Chicago. You are the connector of them understanding that this is most likely a horrible idea. Most likely. Because in a year from now, their home's going to be worth less. Rental rates are going to be less. And now they're going to have even less of an opportunity to break even, to sell, or bring more money to the table. Which again all defeats the whole purpose of moving and enjoying time together as a family in Chicago. So I think what we need to know is, what is their obligation? In other words, what can we sell the home for? Like realistically, you brought up a price. I don't know that $5,000 under what things are active is the value. I don't know. It might be less than that. How much do they owe? And then work with the title company, Harbor, to connect with what their closing costs will be and work it from there.